Hi, in this lesson, we'll take a look at the impacts that computers and other digital technologies have on the environment. Digital technology has become a very important part of our lives, and we interact with it on a daily basis. There are many different types of digital technologies, and they all have different roles and purposes. But in simplest terms, digital technology consists of any electronics that are used to generate, store, or process data. This includes everything from the smallest chips in our computers to large servers that host websites, all the way to satellites that are orbiting around Earth. The growth and advancement of our digital technology has been more rapid than any other technology in history. And because of the rapid advances in technology, we are able to develop new ways to solve problems, including problems that are affecting our environment. One of the most useful advancements made for combating environmental issues is making use of data. The process of gathering and analyzing large amounts of data has allowed us to better understand environmental issues so that we can come up with solutions for them. Let's take a look at some examples of how data is being collected and used to promote sustainability. In 2015, the UN established the 17 Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, which are to be reached by the year 2030. These goals focus on sustainable development, which is the development in all aspects of life that meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. These 17 goals were created as a plan to tackle issues around the globe in order to create a better future for people and the planet. Among the 17 SDGs are important environmental issues that we are facing and that need to be addressed. With the help of digital technology such as data and new analytical approaches, we're able to make quicker and more efficient decisions for addressing them. Let's take a look at how data is being collected for some of these goals. For the sixth SDG, which is clean water and sanitation, sensors are being used by connecting them to water pumps, which allow us to track access to clean water and avoid the use of waters that contain harmful toxins. The seventh SDG is affordable and clean energy. For this goal, smart metering is being used to allow utility companies to increase or restrict the flow of electricity, gas, or water in order to reduce waste and ensure that there is enough supply during peak periods. The 13th SDG is climate action. By combining satellite images, open data, and crowdsourced witness accounts, deforestation is now easier to track and prevent. So these are just a few examples of how data is being used to learn about environmental issues. But why is the data important? High-quality data is crucial to addressing environmental issues because it can help us better understand the issues, which will help us develop sustainable solutions quicker and allow us to make evidence-based decisions and take action. But there is a cost. The use of digital technology can also be harmful to the environment, so we need to be careful how we do it. Introducing digital pollution. Digital pollution refers to the environmental pollution produced by digital technology. That means that all of the computing power that is being used to collect and analyze data about environmental issues is also causing harm to the environment. One of the main contributors to digital pollution is the consumption of electricity. Although electricity itself is a clean and relatively safe source of energy, the sources that are used to generate electricity may not be clean, and they can lead to negative impacts. The energy sources used to produce electricity can fall into one of two categories. The first one is sustainable energy. This energy is best for the environment because it is widely available, it naturally replenishes itself, and it has a low impact on the environment. Energy sources that fall into this category include solar and wind energy. On the other hand, we have unsustainable energy. The two biggest global sources of electricity production, which are coal and natural gas, or also known as fossil fuels, fall into this category. Unsustainable energy is not good because it does not naturally replenish itself and it can lead to the emissions of greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases, like CO2, are emitted when sources like coal or natural gas are burned in order to generate electricity. They then get trapped in the atmosphere and cause the planet to get warmer. And since we rely on huge amounts of electricity to power all of our technology, the production of electricity is a primary source of greenhouse gas emissions. So the more we need electricity to power and charge our electronics, the more we are contributing to the emissions of greenhouse gases. The other main contributor to digital pollution is the disposal of electronic devices. When electronic devices are not properly disposed of or when they are mishandled, they can end up getting landfilled or incinerated. This is sometimes called e-waste or electronic waste, which refers to electronics that are near the end of their useful life and are discarded. E-waste includes everything from smartphones to end-of-life refrigerators. I encourage you to pause the video at this point and think back to any of your old phones or devices and try to remember what you did with them. Did you recycle them properly? Or maybe donate them to someone else? These are just some ways that we can prevent e-waste from harming the environment. E-waste contains a long list of harmful chemicals like mercury and lead, and when these electronics are not handled properly during disposal, these chemicals can end up in our soil, water, and air. So when our devices are not reused, repaired, or recycled properly, it can be harmful. Since most of us own electronic devices or use them in some capacity, most of us contribute to digital pollution. But that doesn't mean we should all stop using our devices or the internet, but it does mean that we should all be aware of how we are contributing to digital pollution. So introducing digital carbon footprint. A digital carbon footprint refers to our contribution to digital pollution, and it helps us measure how big or how small of an impact our use of digital technology is having on the environment. And we all have one. Every minute spent scrolling through a newsfeed, browsing the internet, or streaming a video is indirectly causing the emissions of greenhouse gases. Let's look at an example of how something we might do every day contributes to our digital carbon footprint. It's possible that you have sent or received a few emails today to either your school or personal email. Well, both sending and receiving emails contributes to our digital carbon footprint because it requires the use of an electronic device, connection to the internet, and using an email client. And while the impact of a single email may not seem like a big deal, when billions of emails are sent and received daily, the CO2 emissions start to add up. Luckily for us and the environment, there are many ways we can work towards reducing our digital carbon footprint. The first thing to know is that it's not up to just one person. Everyone from the companies that make our digital products to policymakers and every individual needs to do their part. For example, companies can switch to 100% renewable energy like Microsoft plans to do by the year 2025. By moving to renewable energy, we can stop the greenhouse gas emissions caused by burning fossil fuels. Policymakers can pass eco-friendly laws that protect the environment. In 2021, France implemented a new law requiring electrical equipment to display a repairability index, which helps extend the lifetime of consumer devices and reduce e-waste. And as individuals, we can all start by practicing more sustainable technology habits like using audio-only phone calls. These are just a few examples of things that can be done to lower our contribution to digital pollution, but there are many other things we can do. In the rest of this lesson, you get to learn more about them. Let's go and explore.